Twin brothers Colin and Taylor Fitzpatrick have led Virginia Tech to a dominant, undefeated regular season, single-handedly turning the Hokies offense into one of the best college football has ever seen. Today, we'll be playing the final games of their college career to see if one of them can win the Heisman Trophy and if they can close out their senior seasons with a national title. Alright man, so we've got the ACC Championship game. We'll see if Taylor and Colin can keep this undefeated season going, and Colin has some blocks on the first play. We'll get it to the outside for a nice little 20-yard gain. Nobody has been able to stop this Virginia Tech offense all year, and it's looking like it might be the same today as Taylor finds Harvey over the middle, and that is an easy pickup. Colin's been here before, but this is definitely one of the biggest games Taylor's ever played in his life, as Virginia Tech's trying to lock down the 1 seed in the playoffs here. And this drive has gone exactly like the boys hoped. The Syracuse defense doesn't offer much of a challenge on the first drive, but with the VT kicker missing the extra point, the Orange actually go down and take the lead. So we might have an interesting one on our hands after all today. This offense had great balance on the first drive, and Taylor is keeping it on the read option here, has tons of space, but he gets hit hard and will fumble. Syracuse is gonna pick it up, an absolutely brutal turnover in this first quarter. Thankfully, Syracuse misses the field goal, as that was the first fumble from either of these brothers this season, and we'll see if we can get back on track here. Hopefully Taylor isn't too shaken up by the early turnover. His passing has been great so far as he gets green to catch there, and we're gonna go back to the outside run on 1st and 10. This one sets up beautifully, but the fullback just does not block. What is going on, bro? Could have potentially been a huge gain. Instead, we get nothing, but Taylor has an easy read to Turner Bradshaw, who's been really solid in these last couple of games. All right, another good drive, man. Looks like the only thing that can slow this offense down is turnovers, as Taylor's able to find Reed easy on the smash route, and the Hokies are back in business. Dude is busting a move. I love this mascot, bro. And we are gonna chase our points here, but Syracuse came out in a stupid defense. Taylor just able to find Colin out of the backfield nice and easy. So we atone for the mistakes of this terrible Virginia Tech kicker, and defense has been really solid all day. I found that defense tends to give up some early points, but after that they get it together, and Taylor is gonna slide on this run, not wanting to take another big hit. No hurry here, as I know this offense can move quickly when we need to, and that was a crazy move from Colin. We'll move to this 5-wide look, which Taylor's been really good in this season, and he gets a nice completion there. Kind of looking to take a deep shot. Syracuse is blitzing somebody, and Green is wide open up the seam. A timely throw from Taylor. Like I said, this offense has no problem moving quick, and as long as the seam is open, Taylor's gonna make that throw 100% of the time. Our boys got 160 yards passing in the first half, only 2 incompletions, and despite Syracuse putting another safety on the field, they're not able to stop Gosnell from catching it. Taylor's gonna get rewarded for the good drive with an easy rushing touchdown, and VT's got a 2-score lead. We are used to being in this position at this point, and ever since that magic first drive, the Syracuse offense has really sputtered out, and Colin is getting the pitch on the triple option here. He might be gone as he hits a dirty juke move, just gotta get out of the way of his blocker, and this is the big play we've been waiting for, man. Colin is going to take this to the bank for a 70+ yard touchdown, and that sets the school record for rushing yards in a career in 1 season. The brothers have all but locked down this game midway through the 3rd quarter, and Colin might have another huge play here if he can get around the edge. Yes, he can. If you take a bad angle on Colin Fitzpatrick, he is gone 100% of the time, and this will be another 75-yard touchdown run as we dive into the end zone. Should be a Heisman ceiling performance here. Syracuse finally gets a touchdown, but it is just too little too late, and we've been in this position before. Time to crush some clock, or we could do one better. Colin is going to get around the edge again, just needs one block downfield and can't get it, but his last 3 rushes have been dynamite. With Colin just a little bit tired, we're going to go back to the pass game as Taylor just takes an easy dump off on that one, and at this point any points we score are just gravy to pad the stats. Taylor throws an absolute dime to Green there though, who's able to hang on through the contact. Taylor has saved his best games for the last few weeks, as he's been damn near perfect since that early turnover, and Colin is going to get the ball again here. He will cut it back in and power into the end zone for yet another touchdown. I swear to God, man, Colin better not get robbed of the Heisman Trophy. I'm doing my best to make sure he doesn't, as Taylor is going to keep the ball in the triple option here. Colin got tackled in the backfield, and Taylor might just have a convoy of blockers. This will be his best rush ever, as he slowly but surely takes it 44 yards to the casa. And that'll do it for this one. The Hokies have won the conference championship, and that should hopefully lock down the #1 seed for Virginia Tech. They were dominant all day today. So it's time for the big reveal of the Heisman Trophy in the playoff seed. And for your 2nd straight season in a landslide, Colin is the Heisman Trophy winner, as he's also going to win the Maxwell Award and all the other awards. Colin proved that he could dominate in a power conference against a really tough schedule. 13 yards per carry and 36 touchdowns is wild. And Taylor also balled out. Didn't have as many passing yards this season, but had a much better touchdown to interception ratio, and just did what he needed to do for this team to get wins. So first up in the playoffs, we got Kansas State. And we'll see if the Wildcats can deal with this Hokie offense. Taylor's starting it out nice with an easy completion on the play action. And Colin getting the outside handoff here, has tons of space and gets a block around the edge, just needs one more and he might be gone. Colin Fitzpatrick is down the sidelines and he will take it to the crib. The Heisman winner showing out already. That is exactly the start I was looking for. Defense getting a stop as well. And not only is Colin balling out, Taylor is dialed in today and that play just busted wide open. Turner Bradshaw's had a lot of big plays this season and he'll take this one to the crib. The Kansas State defense not looking so hot to start this out. And along with that, this VT defense continues to be one of the best in the country, giving the boys the ball right back, and Taylor just has tons of space on this run. This has almost been too easy so far, as Kansas State just can't cover up everything. Unfortunately, a little drop in traffic there. I love how Taylor started out this game passing though. He has absolutely no fear in his first playoff game. Jumping out to this kind of lead allows him to really take shots and not worry too much about turnovers, as he's getting it cooking in the run game as well. A couple of first down runs. Colin hasn't gotten the ball since his big touchdown run, but he'll get it here and pick up a solid chunk to make this third and manageable. And we'll see if Taylor can continue to dime up this defense. He is going to have his tight end wide open on the corner route. Excellent anticipation there, and Benji Gosnell gets his first touchdown of the day. This game is just about over before it even really started, and you know your defense is trash when Taylor is consistently picking up giant chunks of yards in the ground game. This is on the verge of turning into a blowout if the Hokies get a score here, and Colin has tons of space on the screen pass. Tech is just getting everything it wants today. 3 scores with a very limited number of plays, and Taylor has an easy read to Turner Bradshaw here. He already has a big play today and almost breaks another one loose. And even though the Hokies have the Heisman winner in the backfield, I haven't seen much of a reason to go away from the pass. Taylor has just been so good. We're running plenty of time off the clock here before half, and Gosnell is once again gonna get open, fighting down to the end zone. Can't quite get his second touchdown on the day, but the QB sneak will be easy cash for Taylor on 1st and goal. And this has been an even more dominant performance than I expected. Still got some time left before halftime. We'll see if Taylor takes a shot here, and he has Holloway coming right off the line. Hokies are gonna get greedy, as I'm sure this will slow down as the game goes on, but Taylor's on pace for 400 passing yards right now and makes a beautiful throw on the run to Green. Just gotta finish this drive off here with time running down, as Taylor's gonna take the underneath to Turner Bradshaw, who has had an excellent day today. This Kansas State defense continues to look like paper mache, as this time Taylor's gonna find Reed over the middle, and that should make this an easy 1st and goal. Taylor has 260 passing yards in the first half, but Colin gets stood up on the goal line. We'll have to take a timeout. We'll try a little read option here, and this time Colin will easily get in. We take a 35-0 lead, and Kansas State gets a measly 3 points. I can't say I think that's going to do him a whole lot of good, but Taylor just does not make the right read there, throws them into double coverage, and this one is going back. I think Taylor came out of halftime just a little bit too confident, so we'll go back to the ground game here, as Colin hasn't gotten a lot of action since that first touchdown run, but shows the power there, picking up the 1st down and more. I haven't tried the triple option yet today. We'll pull it out here. Colin getting the ball again, and the blocks are going to set up perfectly. Colin's just going to have to outrun one guy, but gets tripped up. Dang it. That'll still put him over 100 yards on the day, as Taylor's going to go back to the pass game here, and we'll actually find Colin down the sideline. I don't know why nobody covered him, but he's going to get inside the 5. Inside the 10, check that. As on 1st and goal, Taylor's going to try Gosnell again, and a bad drop. Come on, man. All right, got to finish things off here. This time, Taylor's going to take the back out of the backfield, and I tried to put my head down. I feel like Colin's probably getting the touchdown there, and we'll try to give him his 3rd on the day here, as he does power into the end zone, and that should pretty much do it for this one. The Hokies easily win in the 1st round of the playoffs. Taylor had the hot hand today, 260 passing yards in the first half, and Colin only had 11 carries, but made it look easy, averaging 10 a carry with 3 touchdowns. So in the semifinal, the boys are taking on number 4 Kansas, who is almost always good in these dynasties for some reason. And Colin gets loose on the first play, was just a step away from making that a touchdown. That's exactly how I was hoping to start things out, as Taylor's going to be throwing it here, and he will get out of the pocket. He might have a man coming open downfield, and he hits Turner Bradshaw on the bounce route. An excellent job of extending the play and keeping his eyes downfield from Taylor. And this offense is off to a red hot start, as Kansas just going with man coverage here, and Taylor will torch that, throwing it to Aiden Green, and Green will get in for the touchdown. Taylor looking real sharp to start this one out, and I'm not so sure that's a pace that Kansas can keep up with. We have seen this time and time again this season. This Hokies offense just overpowers teams, and their defense is a good 1-2 punch to match. The pass game's looking real solid on the first few plays. No reason to go away from the run here though, and this is wide open for Taylor. He's able to keep it for an easy 8, and now we'll get it back to Colin on the stretch play. This is not setting up too well though, and that'll make it 3rd down. All right, I'm gonna try out the triple option here. I have a feeling thinks Kansas is going to be stacking the box a little bit too much, and that's exactly what they do. This should be a touchdown if Colin has the wheels for it. That cut did not quite make people miss like I thought it would though, but all good. That might be the only time the Jayhawks get us to third down today. And Taylor has an easy throw to Benji Gosnell, who's just been so good this season. Just got to hold on to the ball and punch it in now, as Taylor's just going to hand this one off, and Colin has some guys at his feet, but is able to keep his balance and find the end zone. Let's go. This game's off to a spotless start. And Colin getting the ball on the counter here will hit a juke move, but get creamed. No reason to make any unnecessary risks, as Taylor will just take the easy dump off to Gosnell, and he trucks multiple guys for the big pickup. Taylor loves to start out games hot, and he's got 100 yards in the first quarter here. As Colin is running tough today, he'll take a big hit every once in a while, but he'll also lay some down. I'm feeling real good at the end of the first, and Taylor gonna go with some play action here. We'll find Colin out of the backfield, and Colin has tons of space to operate, hitting a juke move and getting more space, and he will continue to shake, picking up 35 yards on a simple dump off. That's just what Colin can do. This offense clicking on all cylinders, as Colin will get the ball up the middle again and makes a guy miss getting into the end zone. What a move from Colin, man. He is just so shifty, and all the Jayhawks are able to answer with is a field goal. This one is looking like no competition so far, and the Hokies are just free to run some clock. Kansas will get the ball at halftime, but at this rate, this offense is not going to be stopped until Colin fumbles it. That could potentially be a big momentum shift. It was looking like another great run from Colin, but he gets pounded from behind. Those words didn't sound quite right coming out of my mouth. I'm not sure why. But anyways, Kansas is able to score. We need a big drive out of Taylor here with a minute left, and Taylor does not have a single incompletion on the day. I don't want to jinx it, and yeah, I did jinx it. He missed that throw by a mile. Maybe not the worst thing in the world, because there was a guy coming over to guard that for sure. But on the next play, Taylor will just hit the same route on the outside for easy money. With these playoff performances, Taylor might be making himself a little bit of money. I'm not sure where exactly he's projected in the draft, but it wasn't super high before the postseason. A lot of people are saying that Colin's going to be the first overall pick, and Taylor definitely won't go in the first round, so it's possible these boys could play on the same team. You just never know what could happen. And with a tired defense, we're going to mix in a run play. Colin will have a dude one-on-one, and you know Colin is never going to lose that battle. Pretty good tackle by number 5 to keep him out of the end zone. But our boy is averaging 13 yards a carry right now, and the goal line has not proved to be much of an issue. Colin will get in with ease, as he is not only more athletic, but more powerful than these defenders. Kansas just not quite looking like they'll be able to stay in the game right now, as Colin's going to hit a back juke here, and you know Taylor's going to throw a block for him. Colin's quarterback at NIU was never getting that, but Taylor will, and Colin is going to take this to the bank. We haven't seen a lot of the double reverse this year, but it hit perfectly there. And to their credit, man, defense has been so good today. They haven't really been getting the spotlight, but they've been a big part of this team's success. We're mixing in a little pass play here, and Kansas's safety just bites down on that. Taylor is going to get another easy touchdown pass, and that should definitely put this one away. Kansas has proved to be nothing more than a tune-up for the national title game, as this screen is going to set up perfect. Might have another shot at a touchdown. Colin can't quite juke that guy out. Both of these brothers have had absolutely electric stat lines today, and they're not trying to stop just yet, as Colin doesn't get a lot there, but may have managed to juke out half of the Kansas defense with that spin. And I'll be damned if I'm trying to pump before this game is over. Let's pick up this 3rd and 6 really quick, and we'll pick up a lot more than that, as Taylor's going to get it out to Colin again. Colin will hit the juke and break a tackle as he stiff arms down to the 5. Colin continues to show why he is just the most versatile running back in college football. The power, speed, and agility combination is just unreal. Got to punch it into the end zone here, and I believe Taylor is one away from the school passing touchdown record. Let's just go ahead and get that for him real quick. That should be it, as Aiden Green gets it. And yep, there it is. 30 passing touchdowns in a season, breaks Jared Evans' record. And that's going to do it for this one. A 56-13 blowout in the semifinal. 56-9, excuse me, as this performance was quite literally flawless from the brothers. 20-yard average for Colin, and only 2 incompletions for Taylor. Virginia Tech has a chance to become the first team in college football history to go 16-0, as they'll be taking on their toughest test of the season today. We'll see if Colin and Taylor can close out their careers with a shared national championship, as Colin's first run didn't look like it was setting up well, but he does a good job of navigating his blockers and will pick up 16. Colin is over 3,000 yards on the year at this point, which is shockingly significantly less than he got last year, as Taylor starts this out with a play action pass to St. Germain, and Georgia sold out for the run so hard St. Germain trucks a guy and is able to get 50, almost stiff arming his way into the end zone. Did I say that was Taylor's first pass, it was actually a second. And the Hokies are gonna score in under a minute as they made the Georgia defense look like Swiss cheese. And the VT defense continues to stand tall as well. Colin getting the ball here on the outside handoff, but does get tackled. This is definitely the most athletic team either of the brothers have played against, but in the past they made talented teams look really stupid. Nice touch pass from Taylor to get that into Green with pressure in his face. And we'll get the read option game cooking here on first down. Taylor's gonna keep this one and has pretty good blocking, but the DN's gonna get to him. If that lane isn't totally cleared out, there's not a whole lot Taylor can usually do. As we're going with the counter here, and Colin looked to have a little bit of room, but once again we see these D linemen catching dudes from behind. That can be the difference between a small gain and a touchdown in the run game. But this play is setting up beautifully as Georgia tried to blitz off the edge, and a lot of times that'll burn you when you have Colin up against you, because once he gets to that second level it is dangerous. Even with the tougher defense, the Hokies just have too many weapons on offense, and Turner Bradshaw is wide open here, as I just love how this run game sets up the play action pass. Taylor's having another great game as he's 4 for 4 for 100 yards to start this out, and Colin continues to be great on the goal line, powering in for the touchdown. That'll set the school record for rushing touchdowns in a career in one season. As defense continuing to get stops, we got to get it out of our own end zone there, and passing it may have been a little bit too dangerous, but thankfully it works out. Tucker Holloway's able to catch it. Right now the Hokies are pretty clearly looking like the better team, as this play is well blocked and Colin's able to pick up an easy first. It's only a matter of time before Colin breaks off a huge touchdown run, and we'll see if that's what we get here. Taylor's gonna pitch it out. I don't know if Colin's gonna quite have the speed to get around the edge. In most games he'd be able to outmaneuver that dude for a touchdown. We'll take a 7-yard gain regardless, and on second down Colin's gonna try to hit this again. You see Taylor throwing the block for him. You can tell the brothers have practiced that play a lot. Worked out for a touchdown last game, and this game it's just a first down as Taylor gets nothing on the read option. As long as we can just keep the sticks moving though, that's all that matters. And Taylor's been having a ton of space to work with, but Gosnell gets whacked, and a rare drop will be Taylor's first incompletion of the day. Alright, so 3rd and 10. We'll see if the Bulldogs can come up with a stop, as Taylor's gonna have to get out of the pocket here. Probably not gonna be able to outrun these DNs, but at least does not take the sack. And Georgia gets the stop they desperately needed. But man, I think that along with this great offense, we might have one of the best defenses in the country. They've just made things so easy on us. Georgia's been getting a pretty good pass rush early on in this one. We're gonna try to catch him over committing here, but man, the D lineman just swamped that screen pass. Alright, so 3rd and 16. Taylor's gonna have to try to make a big throw, and he might have had A early on, but once again he's just gonna have to get out of the pocket and throw it away. Georgia's defense has tightened up just a little bit, but their offense has really done nothing to match it. They've just been getting the ball back at will, and that's a great block on the outside. Colin will have it one of his biggest plays of the day, as he gets 23 to bring his total close to 100 yards. Virginia Tech surprisingly not going with crazy tempo here, as Taylor tried to catch that safety biting. He is going to extend the play and scramble, making a guy miss, which he sometimes can do, man. He is sneaky athletic, and he has gotten really comfortable under center in this offense. He's just gotten better and better in it as the season's gone on, and Turner's gonna fumble it here. Was really lucky that wasn't recovered, and it looks like he's hurt on the play. So that's a potential top Hokie receiver down, as Colin's gonna get the ball on the stretch play here. Virginia Tech continuing to mix in the run, and it looks like with 20 seconds left, they're gonna continue to go with the power game against this tough Georgia defense. Colin isn't quite able to get into the end zone, but he'll have another crack at it here, and once again he gets stood up. We'll have to take a timeout. Alright, I think the best bet here is a QB sneak, and it does work out. Taylor's able to get the touchdown this time, and the Hokies take a 3-score lead before half. Georgia has continued to do a whole lot of nothing on offense. Seems as though Carson Beck is a fraud, and Colin finally has the space he's been looking for here. This should be a house call as long as he's able to outrun number 6. And Georgia might have 5-star athletes all over the field, but nobody is more athletic than Colin. He will take this 73 yards to the bank. I mean, it just seems impossible that you could defend all of the things this offense can do. Mixing in the play action just makes things so tough, and Green is off to the races. Taylor's putting up a solid stat line today as well. If Georgia's offense had given them something, they might have offered up some kind of challenge, but as it is, this is looking like a pretty typical game from this season. If this team had gotten us at the start of the year, they might have taken the Hokies down to the wire, but Taylor and Colin are too dialed in, man. Colin has 200 yards today. He doesn't have a whole lot more to prove to the NFL scouts at this point. Out of 3rd down here, as man, when is the last time this team has been stopped on 3rd down? I don't know if it's happened all throughout the playoffs. I'm just trying to see one more touchdown from one of these brothers to close it out, as I'd like to have it be from both. Colin almost makes it happen with that spin move. I'm gonna see if I can get the wheel route open here on 3rd and goal. I'll just dump it off to Colin in the flats. He's not quite able to get it. Screw it, man. I'm throwing a halfback slip screen on 4th and goal. Georgia is blitzing. This sets up pretty well, and Colin is able to get into the end zone one last time. A beautiful way to close it out. The Fitzpatrick brothers finished their careers as national champions, and Colin is player of the game game with 200 yards. But both of them were essential to this team's success, as they become the first team in college football history to go 16-0, and I will see y'all at the NFL draft. Before I forget though, checking out the stats, Taylor finished with 3,500 yards, much better touchdown to interception ratio this year, as Cullen had 3,300, 13 yards per carry and 46 touchdowns. Taylor added 13 rushing touchdowns as well, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.